a move to Texas that reignited discussion about Travis, and a dream home project that turned into an online investigation. Those are the two Bates family stories generating some of the biggest conversations right now. While Katie Clark's latest Instagram post was filled with happy family moments from her new life in Texas, a Reddit thread quickly shifted attention back to the controversy surrounding her marriage and whether some followers have moved on too quickly. Meanwhile, Josie Balka's homebuilding update sparked a completely different reaction after Reddit users became convinced they had already identified her future house and began analyzing everything from the size of the home to the value of the land surrounding it. Katie's latest Instagram update was exactly the kind of post many followers expected after such a major life change. Under the caption, "Little Moments from Texas," she shared a collection of photos documenting the first stages of settling into her family's new home. The carousel included moving trucks, furniture being assembled, family outings, and quiet moments around the house as everyone adjusted to a completely different environment. One of the most memorable images showed Travis carrying Katie through the front door, creating a picture-perfect symbol of a family stepping into a new chapter together. Rather than focusing on the stress of moving, the post highlighted the excitement that comes afterward, the process of building routines, creating memories, and transforming an unfamiliar space into a home. The response on Instagram was overwhelmingly positive. Followers congratulated the family on the move, welcomed them to Texas, and shared excitement about seeing what life would look like in their new state. Many commented on how happy Katie appeared throughout the photos, while others focused on how quickly the children seemed to be adapting. Some followers even shared local recommendations and welcomed the Clarks as if they were new neighbors arriving in town. Looking only at the Instagram comments, the story appeared simple: a young family embracing a fresh start and enjoying a major milestone together. Reddit, however, saw the post very differently. The discussion began when screenshots from Katie's Instagram update appeared in a thread titled "Short-Term Memory." From the very beginning, it was clear the conversation would not be about Texas, moving trucks, or home decor. Instead, the title itself suggested that commenters were more interested in revisiting the controversies surrounding Katie and Travis than discussing the move itself. What started as a post about a new home quickly became a conversation about whether enough time had passed for people to move on from the events that generated so much discussion earlier this year. One of the most popular comments questioned why so many people seemed ready to celebrate when, from that person's perspective, the controversy still felt recent. That sentiment became the foundation for much of the thread. Rather than talking about Katie's new life in Texas, commenters debated whether public support for the couple reflected forgiveness, forgetfulness, or something in between. Some argued that social media audiences often move on too quickly, while others pointed out that healing and rebuilding trust rarely follow the same timeline for everyone. Much of the discussion centered on Travis. Several commenters remained openly skeptical and questioned whether significant relationship issues could truly be resolved within such a short period of time. Others expressed sympathy for Katie while still admitting they had concerns about the future. Some believed people were being too harsh, while others felt the opposite and argued that the controversy should not be forgotten so easily. Regardless of where individuals stood, the thread revealed that many participants were still viewing the couple through the lens of past events rather than the move currently being celebrated on Instagram. Another recurring topic involved the difference between platforms. Several users suggested that Instagram and Reddit often tell completely different versions of the same story. Some claimed criticism is less visible on social media pages, while others argued that different communities naturally focus on different aspects of a situation. Whatever the explanation, the contrast was impossible to ignore. On Instagram, Katie's update was treated as a celebration of a new beginning. On Reddit, it became a discussion about memory, accountability, and whether people have truly moved on. While Katie's update reopened conversations about the past, Josie's recent post focused almost entirely on the future. Over multiple updates, she documented the progress of what appears to be her family's dream home project. Her captions emphasized gratitude, reflecting on the journey from plans and sketches to visible construction. She spoke about finally seeing ideas become reality, working with the right builder and appreciating every step of a process that has clearly been years in the making. The updates weren't centered on luxury or showing off a future home. Instead, they focused on the excitement of watching a long-term goal gradually come to life. Instagram followers responded with enthusiasm. Family members celebrated alongside her. Friends filled the comments with congratulations, and supporters expressed excitement about seeing the project continue to develop. The reactions reflected exactly what Josie appeared to be sharing: a family milestone, years of planning paying off, and the anticipation of seeing a dream become reality. Then, Reddit discovered the story. A thread titled, "Allegedly, this is Josie's new house," immediately transformed the conversation from a home building update into something much more investigative. According to the original poster, internet sleuths had located footage connected to the builder working on the project and believed they had identified the property before Josie officially revealed it herself. The post even mentioned preserving the footage in case it was removed later, giving the discussion the feeling of an online mystery being solved in real time. Once people became convinced they were looking at the future Balka home, attention shifted toward analyzing every detail they could find. Users examined drone footage, compared layouts, studied the surrounding property, and debated whether the footage genuinely matched what Josie had been showing online. The discussion quickly evolved from identifying the property to evaluating it. One of the biggest debates centered on the size of the house. Some commenters were surprised because it appeared smaller than they expected. Interestingly, many viewed that as a positive. Rather than criticizing the design, they praised what they saw as a practical and realistic family home. Others weren't as convinced and questioned whether the house would provide enough space if Josie and Kelton continue expanding their family. Looking at the exact same footage, different people came away with completely different opinions. The land surrounding the house became an even bigger topic. Again and again, commenters praised the acreage and described it as the most impressive aspect of the project. Several users argued that the property itself was far more valuable than the structure being built on it, highlighting the privacy, space, and long-term potential the land appeared to offer. While Instagram followers were focused on the dream home, Reddit often seemed more interested in the dream property. The discussion eventually expanded into comparisons with other Bates family members. Some users compared Josie's future home to houses owned by Katie and Carlin, while others jokingly described the conversation as an unofficial Bates family real estate competition. Questions about finances surfaced repeatedly, with commenters wondering how multiple siblings have been able to pursue increasingly ambitious housing projects. Others pointed to successful businesses, social media income, and years of planning as possible explanations. Design choices generated another round of debate. Some commenters appreciated the home's clean and modern appearance, while others felt it looked too boxy or lacked character. A few users even discussed grading and drainage concerns based solely on aerial construction footage. The level of analysis was remarkable considering the home remains unfinished and much of the final result is still unknown. What makes these two stories so interesting is how quickly both moved beyond the updates themselves. Katie shared moments from her new life in Texas, but the conversation became centered on Travis, trust, and whether people have forgotten the past too quickly. Josie shared progress on a dream home, but the discussion evolved into a crowdsourced investigation filled with architectural critiques, property analysis, financial speculation, and comparisons to other Bates siblings. In the end, one family was unpacking boxes while another was building a future home. Those should have been straightforward milestones. Instead, they became reminders that within the Bates family world, even the simplest updates rarely remain simple for long. A collection of moving day photos became a debate about memory and forgiveness, while a dream home update became an internet investigation. And in both cases, the conversations surrounding the posts ultimately became almost as fascinating as the updates themselves.